Hey guys, I want to show you a couple of tips and tricks on how to use Audacity, how I use Audacity, and maybe you can glean some of these tricks and try to use them in your own projects. So right here is actually a brand new podcast that I'm working on, my own project, so don't worry about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the things that I do for every single piece of audio that I do. Every single time I get it, I work on different podcasts, and you can see here I've got different audio tracks. I've got different things. It's all good. But these are the steps that I take every single time. We are going to be focusing on this first track because this is the track that I just recorded. I will explain what these other tracks are in a minute. So the very first thing I always do is, first of all, I yell at myself because I didn't do the proper thing. And the proper thing is when you're recording, either at the beginning or the end of your recording, or maybe somewhere in the middle, try to get some dead space in there. It's really convenient when I'm interviewing someone because I don't have to worry about that. The dead space will come when I'm talking with someone naturally. They'll be talking, I'll be talking, and my Audacity recording will have emptiness, hopefully, when I'm not actively talking. Now, what we do is we're going to grab this and we're going to do what's called a noise reduction. So first of all, we're going to grab this little bit right here because that looks like there should be no noise there. It's a little bit at the beginning. I took a deep breath in, I'm positive of it, and I did that. So first thing we do is noise reduction. It's a two-step process. The first step here, we selected what we want to remove, and then we get the profile of that. So boom, now Audacity knows this area here, Keygears doesn't want this, so I'm going to try to get rid of it. But what am I getting rid of it from? That's where you click here and select this entire track. Now, I clicked there because you can see I've got two different tracks, two different segments of audio. I think I stopped because I went blah, 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 and made some really bad noises and went, I'm frustrated, start over. It happens. You stop, take a breath, keep moving. It's okay. You can either do what I just did there if you're doing the whole thing, or if you just want to apply it to one of these two, you can click up there. But I'm going to do it the whole thing. So go back to Effect, Noise Reduction, and this one I've been pretty happy with the defaults. You can change these defaults, play with them, go ahead. It's up to you, but I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to go through and boom, done. Easy. The longer the track it's working with, the longer that's going to take, obviously. Next, there are 5 things that I do every time. First thing I'm going to do is normalize. What this thing does, I believe, is it tries to get these peaks and valleys and tries to make sure that you're not going too up, too low. Okay? So this time it upped it a little bit just because you could bring them up just slightly. Next thing I'm going to do is this filter curve equalizer. And under manage and factory presets, there's this thing called treble boost. So the treble boost is the high end. It's going to look at the high end, and it's going to try to boost those things. Now, you might be saying to yourself, why do you want to do that? Well, for some people, it's better for them to hear. So another example from my other personal life is that I'm a group fitness instructor, and one of the things that they advise through my license is that they say you should boost the treble when you walk into a room, not the bass, because the treble allows you to actually hear the noises better. And some people can't hear low noises very well. So that's why you boost the treble just a little bit. So we're going to do that. Now that's one you can definitely play with and see what fits your voice really well. I haven't done that myself. I use the factory defaults, but you can go ahead and do whatever you need to do there. Next, I'm going to normalize again. So I did normalize, treble boost, normalize, hit OK. So you're kind of moving things back and forth. And next, we're going to do one more thing on that filter curve EQ, and we're going to boost the bass. Boost that low end just slightly. Again, those two you can play with and see what works best for your voice. I've been using the factory defaults. I've been pretty happy with it. And again, normalize. Boom. So now, when we play it, through here, we're going to try to tackle some... Boom. So now, we've got a couple different ways to edit. So that's the thing I always do. Those are the things I always do to everybody's audio, period, end of story. That's what I do. Next thing we're going to do is edit. Now, you can see here we've got this long tail of nothing. There's 2 things that you can do to make this work. First thing, you can just hit delete. If I selected it, I hit delete. Boom, it's gone. Awesome, right? But I want you to take note of these multiple tracks. Let's say that you're interviewing someone, okay, and you want to delete from both. Well, you can delete from both. I'm dragging down, like right here, I'm going down with all of these, and you're actually going to notice this guy shift over. Oh, you didn't. Okay, it didn't shift over. Bah, because there's nothing there. But if I had actual tracks with music or talking, it would go and shift over. Now, sometimes I don't want to do that. Sometimes, especially when I'm talking with someone, I don't want to cut things out because maybe I'm fidgeting with something, because I do that. I have fidget stuff right here. And when I do that, if I just cut it out like that, I might be cutting out someone else's voice. Well, I can just cut myself, right? Well, you could, but if you do that, then you saw that the whole audio track shifted over, and now your audio is off from their audio, and then you've got to, oh, it's a nightmare. Don't do it. So what you can do is, let's say that this is me fidgeting, and I want to get rid of this, but I don't want to shift things around. I can do insert, or generate, actually in this case, generate silence. Now, I have this keyboard shortcut memorized. That's how often I use it. It's Control L, and I like to think of that as Control and then L for listen. So there I should have been listening, and boom, I did that. It puts in silence, and I don't have to worry about shifting those tracks around. Super nice, super convenient. Control Z is undo. If you ever need that, you can undo anything that I just did, which is amazing. Now, one more thing that you might want to do is you might want to cut things apart. Like, for example, like this guy here. This was the audio track from another one that I did that was the intro that I'm going to use on every single thing. Well, now I can just take this. I can take this guy. But let's say it was this thing, and I wanna take this part here, this beginning part, and I want to cut it, and I want to use it somewhere else, or I want to move it somewhere else, whatever you want to do. Control I for incision. So you're cutting that over here. See how it made an incision in the track? That's what that's for. Kind of like to think of it that way, because this used to be, physical film, and they'd make an incision and they'd cut it and put it. That's what this does. All right. One more thing I do want to show you. Oh, come on. Why aren't you doing it? It should line up. There's something weird going on with this one, but that's okay. It's fine. If I hit play here, it should be pretty perfect. My name is Kigerzo2, and thank you for being here. Through here, I do have to adjust some things, but so that's my intro. This has got to go up back to 0, and this is going to go down to -5. So that's controlling the sound on the individual tracks. So now if I go back here and play it,
Oversimplified. My name is
you can hear me a bit
and
better.
thank you for being
Now,
here.
one thing I do want to show you that is going on here is you can see this gray line here. That's called the envelope tool. So that's this tool right here, or F2, whatever buttons you prefer, but you can click that. And now you can see that there are blue lines everywhere, right? And what these blue lines do is they allow you to, I'm gonna use these terms, they're gonna make keyframes, and then those keyframes, you can take those lines and drag them up and down. So for example, for this one, I made a keyframe at the beginning to keep it tall. And then I made another keyframe right here. Oops. And you can see that it I can adjust it, I can move it, and it's telling the software, this is the next time I want to start making a change. And I like to say start making a change because that's the start of the change. Now you can see I've got another keyframe here where I've dragged the volume down. So then that way it is down underneath my voice. And then I've got another keyframe way over here, and I've dragged it all the way down so it fades out. So let's listen to that whole thing.
Hello and welcome to Oversimplified. My name is Kigerzo2, and thank you for being here.
Through here, we're gonna try to, so there you go. So that is how you would do granular edits of that up and down. Again, this guy is my outro, so he does exactly the same thing, except he does it at the end backwards. So we're gonna go here, because this looks like I don't need it. I'm just gonna delete it. And you now look, it's hard to line this up, right? So what you can do is you can hit this up arrow here, and look at that. That compressed this line, because I don't care about this line anymore. And look at that, I need to move it. Yeah, that looks good. So then I can go here.
So thank you and welcome to Oversimplified.
I'm I'm pretty good at this. So that then you can move that up. You can use that envelope tool to get the down, the lows, and it just helps with that dynamic getting out of the way, which I like to say. This audio track is getting out of the way. It's ducking out of the way, I think is a technical term. The other thing you can do, just so you can see this, is right here you can actually name the audio track. So this is the trailer. Excuse me, trailer audio. This is not that. It's not the Joseph thing. That's the other one. This is the intro voice. Apparently I've been talking too much. And then this one actually is this guy's audio. So again, keeping things simple, easy for you to see if you ever need to when it comes to lots of tracks. Like when I'm doing the Reapers, I have probably 10 or 20 audio tracks that I'm working with, and I name each one of them so I can keep them all straight. So that's it. I'm done talking. I appreciate you being here for the last 11 minutes so far. I'm not going to keep you very much longer. Thank you so much. If you got anything out of this, please comment, please like. If you didn't get anything out of this, tell me why. What did I do wrong? What do you need me to cover that I didn't cover? And I'm always open to any helpful feedback, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great day.